Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Exquisite, and this is some Black Ops 2 gameplay in the background, raid hardpoint, multi-team. I was playing with just me and my friends driving, so there's a couple tryhards, three tryhards that joined later in the game. I knew, I kind of knew who they were. Not really. I've seen their names before and stuff, so they had good stats and they were all pretty good. So they were talking shit, so I figured I'd upload it. But today, what I wanted to talk about is my favorite guns in Call of Duty history. So, I guess I'll start off by telling you guys my first Call of Duty, which was MW2. I never played Call of Duty before MW2, like the summer of, or no, it was the summer of Black Ops 1, but I didn't play Black Ops 1, I played MW2. I started really late compared to almost everybody else in the community. I was a Halo player. I played Halo a ton. I never thought I'd ever play Call of Duty, but here I am. I was strictly Halo. That's what I want you to get out of that. But I bought an Xbox. I got internet at my old house, and I started playing Call of Duty. Like, I picked up MW2 for the first time, put it in, and it was so much fun. MW2 to me is still my favorite Call of Duty when it was, well, back then, in somewhat of its prime. Now it's just, hackers and the connection's really bad and stuff, so. But I really liked that game. Like, that between MW2 and MW3 in their prime were my favorite Call of Duties, because that's when I played the most. I was in school, so I didn't work, obviously, and I can just play with my friends at night and everything. Excuse me. And I didn't really have to worry about anything, fucking DDoSers or anything else. I didn't have to worry about hackers or anything. So those days were really fun, and that's not what this commentary topic is about. But I just thought I'd let you guys know a little bit about my past, where I came from. What I started doing Call of Duty wise or video game wise for that matter. So yeah, so my favorite, I'll start with MW2, and then I'll take my top 3 guns from every Call of Duty going up to Ghost, and then I'll kind of narrow it down to like a couple that were the absolute my favorite guns of all time. So we'll start with MW2. Yeah, I'm sorry I never played CoD 4 in its prime. I wish I did. I heard a lot of good things about that game, obviously, and I played it, obviously, but I never played it in its prime. I just played with hacks, to be honest. It was really fun, but so MW2, I think the FAMAS was just ridiculous. That's one burst city right there. The ACR, obviously, the ACR in pretty much every Infinity Ward game except for Ghost now is freaking just, that gun is ridiculously ridiculous. And so the third one would be the UMP for me. So the FAMAS, the ACR, and the UMP. Those were just my three go-to guns if I wasn't sniping. Obviously the Intervention, the Barrett, they were really fun. I was really good at sniping back then, but I didn't do it very often. I was just going for nukes and whatever. And I got a bunch of them, so. But yeah, I think those are my 3 favorite: the FAMAS, the ACR, and the UMP from MW2. So we'll move on to, well, I'll do Black Ops 1, even though I didn't play it very much. I played it somewhat, but I didn't play it like I played MW2. So Black Ops 1, I think obviously the FAMAS again. That was just, that was a go-to gun for everyone. I don't really think a lot of people would say this, but I think the Commando was one of my favorites. The Commando is just crazy. If you put silencer and dual mag on it, that was ridiculous back in the day. I felt so good when I was using that gun, just dropping dogs left and right. It was hilarious. And then finally, I think the MP5. That was my favorite submachine. Or I forgot about the AKs. I think the AK-74U goes before the MP5, but there's 3 or 4 guns, whichever way you take it. I didn't play Black Ops 2 very much. I don't even think I used all the guns in the game, but I think I'm like second or third prestige in that game. So I mean, whatever. Take it how you will. So we'll move on to MW3. So MW3. Now MW3 was the game that I played the most. Probably I had, God, I can't remember how many days played on the game I had probably like 20 or 30. I no-lifed the shit out of it. It was really fun. During the summer, that's pretty much all I did. I was a no life. Obviously, I went and worked out and all that shit, but MW3, I think obviously my number one was the MP7. I think that should be everybody's number one, if not number two, behind the ACR. But the MP7 in that game was just spectacular. It was crazy. It was the first time we ever seen an MP7 in a Call of Duty game, so that was my first favorite gun. Number two, obviously, it has to be the ACR. I mean, just the best overall AR in the game, hands down. I think number three would have to be either the UMP or the UMP was really good. If you put rapid fire and extended mags on the UMP, that shit was deadly. But I think yeah, I think the UMP or the MSR. Again, I was a big sniper in MW3. I was actually in a few sniping clans. I was a feeder, if you will. I never trick shot. I don't think I still to this day have ever hit a legit trick shot. I don't know, just not my thing. I don't get lucky, I guess. But I was a really good sniper. I think I still am a good sniper. I don't snipe very often, obviously, because I play competitive and whatever. But back in the day, sniping was like the thing to do. You know, that was what everybody was doing, sniping, and everybody was in a sniping clan, it seemed. And so yeah, I think those are my favorite guns from MW3. So we'll move on to Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2, obviously, pre and post patch MSMC was my favorite. I mean, it looked cool. I know that really doesn't matter, but it looked cool, and obviously it was a really good gun itself. So MSMC is number one for sure. I think the AN-94 would be my second favorite. The AN-94, you know, everybody called it the ACR of Black Ops 2, you know, and I think that's relatively true. It had relatively no recoil, and you know, just slap a red dot on there, or you didn't even need an iron sight, or you didn't even need a red dot, excuse me, but you could slap a red dot on there, and it was really good. So, and I think my third favorite would be the M8 or the FAL. I mean, this game there were a lot of really good ARs that you could use in almost any situation. Like AN-94, you could play objective with that gun and still do work. So that FAL obviously is a little different. The M8's a little different because that FAL is obviously single shot, and then the M8 is 4-round burst or whatever it is. So they're a little different. You got to get used to them. Like I always remember Birdman saying you have to have a sort of skill to use a FAL correctly, and I think that's why he always used it, because he knew that he had that certain skill that you needed to use the FAL efficiently, I should say. And the M8, obviously the M8's just you can fire that thing so fast. So I think those are my favorite from Black Ops 2. We'll move on to Ghost. Ghost, I think the MTAR is probably everybody's favorite. That gun, it's just a really good gun overall, and yeah, it has very little recoil with a grip on it. So I think the MTAR is definitely my first favorite. Second would obviously be the Remington, and then third would be the Vector. There's not a very wide variety of guns that we use in competitive and Ghost, so it's basically just MTARs, Vectors, and Remingtons. So I mean, how can't those be your three favorite guns, right? Like, if those are the good guns, that's what you're using. So yeah, I think that wraps it up for the Call of Duties individually. So now I'll kind of widen it to all of them and tell you what my favorites were. I think that the UMP 45 from MW2 with stopping power was just, I think that was the best gun ever in any Call of Duty. I really do. It was like a 3-shot kill from anywhere, if not a 2-shot kill to the head or something. I can't remember the exact statistics, but you guys know what I'm talking about. That the UMP was just, it was crazy. You saw Sandy Ravage using it all the time with the Spaz. I forgot about the Spaz, guys. I'm sorry, but Spaz 12 from MW2 is really overpowered too, along with the Akimbo 1887s before the patch. I mean, two really overpowered guns, but obviously they patched them, along with the Type 95 from MW3. But they obviously patched it, so it's not as good. But I think the UMP 45 from MW2, the ACR from MW3, and the MTAR from Ghost are my top 3 favorite guns of all time. I'm not saying they're the best guns, obviously. I'm saying that they're the guns that I use the most and I like the most and that I do well with. So that's my commentary, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay in the background. It was a close game at the end. Obviously, it was a 2v3, so it was a close game. But I come in here clutch and get this kill and we win. So I will. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
We have succeeded in our mission. I joined the game late, you dumb dyer.
This game? You're because I joined. I was in that.
No, you did it. No, you did it. No, you did it.
Are you fucking retarded? Do you want to go to theater and watch it? I joined a hill before you did.
You're a dyer.
I wasn't trying either. I was.